Uh, this one, I'm not saying that this one's going to be a little personal, but I'm a Saints fan, which means you got to cheer for the home team, right? Hey everybody, my name is OldSkuleNerd. This one comes directly from one of my community members. I was on a live stream a couple weeks ago, and it was the up and coming band stream. And they're like, dude, found this band, love this song, check it out. And I played the first 5 seconds and stopped it and said, I got to do a full reaction on this one. I can't just do it on a live stream. I need to find out more about what's going on. And as I dug in, I realized they're from New Orleans. So they're like an hour and a half that way. It's not far away from me. And as a lifelong New Orleans Saints fan, things aren't looking really good right now, so I need to find something in New Orleans to cheer for. There we go. The name of the band is Code for Canvas. This name of this song is called We're Only Chasing Rabbits. And there were a few things that I was really interested in with this. We're Only Chasing Rabbits is the name of the song. Being a local band, I'm pretty excited for that. Haven't really enjoyed any bands out of the New Orleans area since 12 Stones. So that's, 20 years ago. So let's see what happens here. Don't know anything about them. I just reached out to them on Instagram. Hopefully they reply back. Hopefully they enjoy this. Hopefully you enjoy this. Check us out on OldSkuleNerd.com. It's got all the social media posts, the Patreon link for those who want to support the channel, and the merchandise store. Don't forget, we have at least 3 streams a week. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time US, we have an up-and-coming band stream where we check out new and upcoming bands that no one may have heard of yet. Like this one. Who knows? You may find the next Ginger. Or, who knows? Maybe the next big thing, you just haven't heard of them yet. We also have Dungeons and Dragons every Thursday night. And on Tuesdays, I like to play video games and pick on people. Or they pick on me. It's usually the second one. All right. This is Code for Canvas. We're only chasing rabbits. Can I make a couple of observations off the bat? Okay. Vocalist, that dude looks like his last name is Duplantis. I'm just saying, it really does. And for those who are immediately thinking, the lead singer from Gojira? No, there's a lot of Duplantises in New Orleans. It's kind of a common name. And they all kind of like that look, that swooped hair, it's just a thing. Also, he has a Deathly Hallows tattoo on his arm that he keeps showing. And I think that's the phrase, the last enemy to defeat is death. It's kind of cool. Great tattoo. This guy here, the bass player, really good vibe. I like his movement. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Eugene from Ginger. I don't know if I don't think he's local to New Orleans because technically people who live in New Orleans own one sweater. One. They don't own a group of sweaters. They own one sweater. And they're not going to wear it except maybe 1 or 2 days a year. It's that hot down in the Big Easy. So he's trying to show off his only sweater he owns. But it is a good look. Drummer, like the work, like the look, like the style. His setup on his drums, low jazz ride style, similar to a lot of bands are doing right now. Minimalistic floor tom, mid tom in the high tom position, snare off. He's got ride, inverted crash, splash, larger crash, hi-hat. It's a very simple setup on the drums, but the way it's spread out and he's playing open-handed means he can really fill in. He has a lot of freedom there to be expressive, which is good stuff. The guitarist, epic beard, bro. Just throwing it out there. Epic beard on the guitar player. Digging that. I don't know which church they're playing in, but it appears to be a reclamated church. Either a church that's not being used or an old government. No, it's definitely a church because there's a rectory. But it looks like it's either under restoration. So they're filming while it's under restoration and not being used, which is a good look. You can see that there's a canvas tarp over here covering a bunch of stuff in the corner. Just, hey, it happens. It's New Orleans. For all we know, this church could have been looking like this ever since Katrina. Yes, there are places in New Orleans that still look like 2005. It's slow to recover there. And every time we get recovered, every couple of years we get another storm and it pushes everything back. That's the excuse we like to use. The other excuse is corruption, government waste, that stuff too. All right, let's get off of New Orleans and get back on the code for Canvas. I do like that break. Whoa. That's a drop. That was good. Okay, I gotta stop it again. And if you guys get mad that I keep stopping the video, go F yourself. I'm stopping the video because I love it. I'm really liking some of the things they got going on here. One of the things that they've got going on here is they are putting together multiple styles at the same time. And you can feel some of those blues jazz roots in some of the rhythm changes. And the first rhythm through the beginning, standard SoCal, mid 2010s rock SoCal metal feel. A lot of bands were doing that, But the vocal stylings of the vocalist, really, really pure sound. A lovely, there's no growl there. Nice melodic tone. So you feel his words are very emotional and his enunciation. So you feel that kind of yearning. One thing this band is doing that I'm really enjoying is something that is really prevalent right now in Europe and also in Texas. There's a few bands in Texas and in Oklahoma and apparently now in Louisiana that are really taking this experimental modern metalcore feel. Okay, modern metalcore is where you take a local feel to something, then you say whatever the rules are of metal, of the formatted of music that's accepted by society, we're going to flip it up on its butt at any given time. Popular bands that do this, Gojira, you do feel some of that in the drums and the bass section. The rhythm section does remind you a little bit of current Gojira. Dagobah in France, they're also doing that. Of course, Gojira and Dagobah are both from France. So you do kind of feel that. Astriction, Lucid Awakening. There's a few bands in Austin, Waco, and Oklahoma that are doing these things and are just kind of stepping out and being experimental. And that's really good stuff. The other part that just reminded me of something, I want you to take away the lead singer all of a sudden. I want you to ignore him for just a second. By the way, it's nothing against you. I'm trying to make a point. The lead singer disappears. Now, I want you to look at the 3 musical instrument members of this band and realize that although they are not Ginger, the format placement of the arrangement is very similar. The drummer is allowed to change his setup. So his arrangement in the composition is there's variances in the fills, in the rhythm sections. The rhythm doesn't have to be static. He can literally go around, throw mid fills throughout. Vlad is very good at that. He does it all the time. Now, Ginger in some of their previous albums was more metal with a little bit of jazz and blues inflection in it with some reggae style. Now, in the new Wallflowers album for Ginger, you have more jazz and reggae feel literally thrown in to where you're not sure where the line is completely blurred, which is awesome. That's why the album is so incredible. But the reason why I really feel like this is similar to how Ginger is set up is because the drummer is allowed to be very experimental. He can do more of a feel. He can really show off some of the creativity. But it's the bass player and guitarist relationship that kind of reminds me of Ginger. The guitarist in this band does remind me a lot of Roman. Not how he looks, even though both him and Roman are bearded. That has nothing to do with it. The reason why they remind me of each other is the layering phrasing of the power chords. They do a good lot of fingering work on the fretboard. There are individual notes, but it's all like I talked about how Ginger does that roll swap, right? Where traditional metal, the bass player is mostly indicative of part of being the rhythm section with the drummer, and then the guitarist carries the melody. Ginger reverses that sometimes, where Roman, his strumming tends to be, instead of floating around the rhythm to create a melody, it's impactful with the melody to with the tempo to drive that rhythm. And then Eugene, as the bass player, then can be experimental with mid taps. He doesn't have to only play his bass when the bass drum is kicked. He can play that melodic tone. So it gives you this, it's chaotic, but if you're paying attention to it, it's genius. So you're seeing a lot more bands that are using that interpretive style where they break the traditional roles in metal, where your guitarist pushes the melody and plays over the top of the tempo and the rhythm, and your bass player's trapped within the rhythm section where he can only play his notes on the bass, either on the bass hit on the downbeats, or we'll do little tags around that downbeat. In this case, it's reversed, where the guitar player, his main chording stays within that tempo walk, and it allows the bass player to break free and not only show off his amazing sweater, sorry, but also his ability to add the bass as a member of the melody. So when I tell you that this is one of my favorite times ever to be a metal fan, is because so many metal bands, even when they're young, even when they're brand new and up and coming like Code for Canvas, they are really stepping out of the mold, stepping out of that format that is accepted or expected from labels, from streaming platforms, and from the promoters that promote music. And fortunately, bands like Ginger they're known worldwide now, and they exploded in the last 4 years. And when they came through and did this tour, you had bands like, Suicide Silence, right? Classic. Been in the game for 20 years. Amazing metal band. Gets up there and blows away the crowd with their traditional in-your-face F the world style. And then as soon as they step off the stage, Ginger comes out as the headliner, and it's, you swear to God, it's like Parliament Funkadelic showed up and played metal. And people loved it. Why? Because you didn't have to hear the same thing every time. Welcome to the game, Code for Canvas. You have my attention. Looking forward to more of your stuff. So far, they have 2 videos out. This is the first one I'm checking out, but they do have another one I will check out later. Let's finish this out. I'm not going to stop it again unless there's something really big that happens. But you guys realize everything I'm saying, I would not have stopped this and talked about it for the last 8 minutes if it wasn't important. This band is doing something that the United States metal scene desperately needs. Experimentation, creativity. There's a lot of bands doing it, but they're not really well known yet, and that's a problem. I'm tired of seeing the same bands headlining tours and everyone just going there like, oh, well, that's the one to go see. No, there are bands out there that will literally blow you away because they're willing to step out and be different. This is one of them. That was an awkward stance, bro.
This isn't the way I left you. Alone
Come on.
in the dark to hide, fighting shadows with stones, just to make this your home. These faults would be my own. We were made on borrowed time. Cover it with salt, wait and see where you lay. In the undertow, candles unburned, wrapped in snow. With memories unknown. Where do you run? Where do you hide? Please will we buy time? Just stumble. Are you broken? How do you go
Okay, Aaron Berkshire, good job. All right, that's Code for Canvas. The name of the song is, of course, we've already said this. What was it? We're Only Chasing Rabbit. Which, since we're coming up on Mardi Gras, we're also chasing chickens. You know that, right, guys? It's true. All right, my name is OldSkuleNerd. Please check this band out. They have less than 500 subscribers on YouTube. They deserve a whole lot more than that. Let's try to get them to 1K before Easter, because it's a good goal. You know, I do a lot of reactions for big bands. I just did a reaction for Sabaton, and it had 2,000 views in the first 2 hours because it's fucking Sabaton, and we all love Sabaton. And I got the damn album right here, the commemorative Bismarck with the Lego set, you know, and there's a HMS Hood up there. I mean, but there's amazing bands out there that are putting it out there, and they deserve a little bit of love. So let's give it out to them, okay? Thank you. Everyone enjoy your Saturday. Like I said, it's Saturday, so it's up and coming band day. And today is a celebration of everything that is up and coming in music, man. Metal music is going through this renaissance, and it's been going through this renaissance. It started before COVID, but especially with COVID, these bands were locked down, stuck, and they became extremely creative. And the new albums that are coming out are amazing. And I'm glad to be a part of it. We'll see you guys later. That sweater, though. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it anymore. It's a sweater. It's not bad. It's just New Orleans, and nobody wears sweaters in New Orleans. I mean, not I've ever seen anybody.